Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Amazon is apparently taking another step to solidify a position in the cryptocurrency industry. According to a report from the news outlet Blockworks, Amazon will apparently be launching a non-fungible token initiative sometime in spring of this year. The report cites 6 sources familiar with the matter. Blockworks claims that Amazon has partnered with over 10 cryptocurrency projects to support its NFT initiative. The program could revive the sector and strengthen it following a decline in the NFT market from its 2021 high. But everything fell. It's not like only NFTs fell. I've gone over that so many times with people, all of you, on this channel. A lot of times and I don't even consider these people even friends. I see them every once in a while, like they're maybe light acquaintances at best, who know that I'm into crypto. And a lot of times whenever I meet up with them and they see that prices have fallen of something that they were probably paying attention to, they always make sure to mention it to me. And I've had so many people being like, oh my gosh, did you see like crypto's down? It's like really crazy. And I'm like, do you know that stocks are down and like real estate prices are down and the world economy is also down? And then they usually shut up because I hate when people like look for a reason to try to be rude or mean. And anyway, I find that very, very personally annoying. And then there's a chart for it right there. According to the report, the e-commerce giant will focus on different sectors with plans to dabble, not dab. They're not dabbing into anything. They're dabbling into the NFT gaming sector. The platform will reward players with unique items in the form of NFTs. Amazon already offers its Prime service subscribers access to a video game platform. Really? Maybe I just haven't clicked around enough. I've never seen that. Members of this service can access the platform's catalog and receive monthly rewards to claim AAA games. The new NFT initiative could bolster the service by offering new rewards and attracting new users. The NFT platform is currently under development and could run on Amazon proper rather than its Amazon Web Services, Blockworks reported. The company could reveal further information in April of this year, but there is no official statement from Amazon or its executives. So a lot of times in the cryptocurrency space, in the cryptocurrency news space, we have a pretty good winning streak when it comes to like someone said or we heard through the grapevine that something's actually going to be taking place. Years ago, it seemed very iffy, but a lot of the times when we do get news like this, it usually typically ends up happening. And this is also lining up nearly directly once again. And I know I've said it at least like 12 times this year, but with the Apple news, a lot of people are anticipating something big from Apple, metaverse, NFT, augmented reality wise. And this is why we're seeing like not only a resurgence in like NFT sales, but it's also this idea that if Apple does it, everyone else is going to do it. So it wouldn't be surprising if the people from Amazon or Google heard that Apple is doing something, and therefore everyone else is also trying to make sure that they also have an announcement relatively around the same exact time, as spring was the time frame that we all heard. So cool. This isn't surprising. They're Amazon. I am quite shocked in the fact that it took them this long to announce something like this. If the sector does become a multi-hundred of billions of dollars, low trillion-dollar marketplace over the next 5 years, of course Amazon and the bigger names are also going to want a piece of it as well. You can't just allow OpenSea to take all the money from them. You have to take it from them in reverse as well. That's the Amazon is apparently going to be launching an NFT platform in like 12 weeks, maybe something less than that. And yeah, let's move on. Also in the news, the Solana-based meme coin known as Bonk, that is B-O-N-K, has failed to keep up with its massive bullish momentum, and its price is currently down by 4.5% in the last 24 hours. This is according to CoinMarketCap. On top of that, Bonk is also down by 98%. One more time. Bonk is also down 2% away from 100% from its all-time high that it had roughly around a month ago. This is just a another public service announcement out there. I always try to tell people don't fly into something because it's new and shiny and looks amazing. I think a toddler could have all told all of you that Bonk was probably not going to make it and or was just a hype coin. Like, the market barely needs 4 meme coins. Nonetheless, the other 20 that were trying to be pushed out there. So just letting everyone know, and to have something in your mind that just because something is brand new and is mimicking other coins doesn't mean that it's ever going to be popular. And I hope that none of you bought into this coin as it was pumping, because it lost already 98% of its value. And, that's just the news. All right, that's the Solana Bonk coin, because you are going into a store at some point trying to buy a Maserati saying I'm paying in Bonk. That sounds real. All right, let's move on. Also, in relatively popular news, Ripple Labs has announced a new president as the United States Securities and Exchange Commission's lawsuit against the payment platform nears a conclusion. This is not only, so one part of it is very popular and the other part is in the news every single day. I'm not sure when this is going to happen, but the constant news that the lawsuit is nearing its end, is at its conclusion, is going to be ending in the next few days, few weeks, few hours, few minutes, is all over the place. Every time that there's any XRP news or any Ripple news, it is constantly the excitement, the momentum. This is happening because the lawsuit is almost over. This is taking place because the end of the lawsuit is looming. I don't know who has an exact date. I haven't found anything. I haven't seen anything from the judge who is presiding over the court case. But every new piece of Ripple news usually has the foundation of this is happening because the lawsuit is almost over. In a new company blog post, Ripple says that Monica Long, the firm's senior vice president and general manager, will be promoted to president. This was said by Garlinghouse. Even in the current challenging crypto environment, Monica has helped guide Ripple to a very unique place of growth and financial strength. She's been an instrumental advisor to me over the years, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to partner with her even more closely as she embarks on her role as president. Apparently, she's been working there since 2013, when they only had 10 employees, was promoted to the position of general manager in 2020, and says she's eager to kick things off as the company's new president. So you would assume that this would have simply just been normal news, but this was one of the most popular news stories of the time, if you will. I guess maybe the idea of there being a new president at Ripple, or a new position, or maybe people who are really into Ripple know this woman, and therefore they're excited about her ascendance in the company. I can't really give you an exact reasoning for it, but cool. So Monica Long is now the president of Ripple, and wonderful. That's fantastic. Okay. Let's move on. Also in relatively big news, Commodity Futures Trading Commission Commissioner Kristen Johnson has urged Congress to adopt legislation that closes the current gap in the oversight of crypto spot markets. During a speech at a digital assets conference at Duke University, Johnson proposed a number of amendments that would enable the CFTC to conduct effective due diligence on businesses, including crypto firms that want to acquire CFTC-regulated entities. For those of you who don't really get it as to why this would have been remotely popular news, nobody likes the SEC. Nobody. Not one person. From what we have heard over the years, they are extremely terrible. They're difficult to work with. They are troublemakers, if you will, and I like to call them corrupt because I've seen news about them every day over the course of 7 years, and that's just the word that I give to them. On top of that, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission is another regulatory body within the United States, and they have openly announced that they would love to actually regulate cryptocurrencies more than the SEC, as we have heard from the CFTC multiple times over the years that they actually believe that a large number of cryptocurrencies are actually commodities and are not securities, and that they would have a lighter, much lighter regulatory approach than the SEC would ever have. As we have seen, the SEC have been nothing but tyrants in the space over the last couple of years. So this is why it's significant that the commissioner of the commission has announced that they would love to actually oversee cryptocurrencies and have more power when it comes to regulating the space, because they will probably they'll probably do it more correctly than the SEC actually ever could. The commissioner also wants expanded powers for the commodities regulator to enhance customer protection, prevent liquidity crises, and mitigate conflicts of interest. Apparently, one of the things that they also want to take control over is the acquisition of companies by other companies. They said that they've noted that there are a select few of companies out there that are basically acquiring everything else, and they don't want any monopolies within the cryptocurrency space. They have not said the word decentralization, but it's also nice that they're realizing that monopolies aren't great, because if you have one company owning everything, well, then what's the point of decentralization? So cool. Let's see if this actually ever ends up happening. They have been asking, I would say, rather lightly over the last 2 years or so. However, the news is that we've gotten before. This was also about a year or so ago. People were looking into numbers and actually found out that the SEC has 10 times the yearly budget that the CFTC has. So no wonder why these people are so money hungry. That's the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. Kristen Johnson is trying to get more control over the cryptocurrency space. I'm down for it, because the SEC has not given any proper regulations, and all they've been doing is fining people for stuff that they... Anyway, okay. Yeah. Let's move on. Also, in very popular news, Coinbase director Connor Grogan, that is Grogan, has claimed that Robinhood holds $266 million worth of Shiba Inu tokens. All in all, Robinhood holds $3.37 billion worth of assets on the Ethereum virtual machine chains. Interestingly enough, Grogan claims that roughly 15% of all tagged Robinhood users' withdrawals went to websites, and I know I can't say that word. As reported by You Today, the SHIB token was listed on Robinhood back in April 2022. So this is very weird news, and I'll tell you what I think happens. Coinbase used to be, for lack of a better term, the bee's knees. They were the market mover within the space. Times have changed, and while Coinbase is still incredibly popular, and a large number of people use them and or advise new users to go to Coinbase because of their easy to use system or whatever it is. Coinbase is no longer at the top like they were before. We recently, is it here? Yeah, we recently had news that Binance is now the biggest holder of Shiba Inu. This was a couple of weeks ago. Binance now holds $83 trillion worth of Shiba Inu. Yeah, you heard that correctly. 83 trillion Shiba Inu. And now the news also is that Robinhood is also one of the largest holders of Shiba Inu tokens as well. And I try not to think this way, but I can only assume that the director of Coinbase was announcing this not out of maybe the term could also be jealousy, or trying to point fingers and say like, hey, they have too much centralization. But I mean, it's also just kind of logic. I told you this before last year. I don't understand the outcry of constant love for Robinhood, maybe simply because I don't use it, or I don't understand how amazing it is, but everyone seemingly loves the living heck out of Robinhood. And Binance is also the largest crypto exchange, so it would make sense that they're both holding tons of Shiba Inu in the first place. Anyway, this was, I think people tried to make this more popular news. I think I went over this in the last video or the video before this. I don't remember which one. But just understand that, like, there are tons of people who are already holding tons of these coins. It's just kind of, there's always going to be an imbalance in wealth because of people who accumulate things or who have more money to accumulate things. So I think that's just how things are always going to be. So anyway, the news is the director of Coinbase came out and basically was like, hey, they have too many Shiba Inu coins. Yeah, because they're more popular than you. That's the Robinhood Coinbase Shiba Inu, $3.37 billion worth of assets on the Ethereum virtual machine chain news. And yeah, let's move on. One of my most favoritist news stories of the day. The FTX saga, that's also a very intense image. The FTX saga and the developments that led to the crypto exchange's collapse will be framed in a new documentary focusing on the volatile relationship between Sam Bankman-Fried and one of his fiercest critics, Binance founder Changpeng Zhao. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the production is a partnership between media outlet Fortune and another outlet called Unrealistic Ideas. That's a weird name to name yourself. It sounds like okay. A non-scripted production company co-founded by American actor Mark Wahlberg. What? Okay. Stephen Levinson and Archie Gips. I don't know two of those people. They said the tumultuous relationship between Sam Bankman-Fried and Changpeng Zhao has played out to a certain extent in articles and on Twitter. But this definitive documentary will give people a 360-degree personal look at the entire FTX saga. Fortune editor-in-chief Allison Chantel said in a statement shared with Cointelegraph. Listen. So remember how we were talking at the end of last year and even the very beginning of this year, like all these people were saying these like really weird, wild quotes. And also keep paying attention how you don't hear from them anymore. Remember how everyone was so adamant and so loud and was talking about like, this has to end. We need justice. We need so-and-so. You realize how no one's saying a thing anymore because it's not popular and that news is not putting them in the spotlight. Always pay attention. Is that like I think the last person we heard from was Scaramucci, and he like went on an entire rant, and you realize no one's ranting anymore. No one's talking about how like we need to clean up the cryptocurrency sector. Remember when I told you about 8 weeks ago we would stop hearing about proof of reserves? You know what we no longer hear about? Proof of reserves. Isn't it weird how everyone has stopped caring because they think that you've stopped caring? So the news is, and I'm actually quite excited for this because I have speculated, this is a personal speculazione, for a while that there was always something a little bit weird between Changpeng Zhao and Sam Bankman-Fried. For those of you who have completely forgotten about what happened just 2 months ago, or 3 months ago at this point, the year's flying by already, where Changpeng Zhao was basically the person that like lit the powder keg and was like, something's wrong. Everyone pay attention. Everyone be scared. And everyone was like, Changpeng Zhao would never do that. I'm excited to see because I want to see if my speculation has any weight behind it. The entire collapse of FTX is very weird. I think the 11-week period that we were all told to be terrified and then cryptocurrency prices subsequently kept on falling while we kept on getting news that crypto exchanges were getting richer and that whales were buying up all the coins that you were told to sell. Something very odd is there. This is, an idea or a perception of what probably took place. I think something was happening behind the scenes, text messages, some emails that we probably will never see, where they weren't even remotely friends. They were probably, I have a feeling at some point someone told here's a feeling. Someone told Changpeng Zhao, probably Sam Bankman-Fried, haha, look at how big we're getting. We're probably going to be bigger than you by the end of 2023. And I have a feeling that was all, that was all she wrote. that it would have actually taken for this to happen. So this is one of like 95 documentaries that we are going to be flooded with over the course of this year. The documentary will focus on how Bankman-Fried, born into a prominent academic family with political connections, and Cao, whose family fled from China to Canada when he was 12, came to be two of the most relevant figures in the crypto space. I wouldn't say that. It was basically only Changpeng Cao. Sam Bankman-Fried only got super popular last summer, and then in November, infamous. And how their relationship alternated between being allies and rivals. I'm very excited. I'm going to absorb every single one of these documentaries because I feel in my heart that something was wrong from the very beginning. Remember the first 4 weeks where I was like, why is everyone panicking? FTX was not that big. The idea of there being a contagion and all these other companies that were affected, and also these were companies that you've never heard of, that weren't that gigantic. The level of panic that people had, HAD, was the level of panic I would have had if Binance or Coinbase had collapsed. This random crypto exchange that very few people were using, very few people had heard of, that was up and coming, that fell apart. No, something's very odd. And also keep paying attention to just how silent everyone else who was so vocal before. They're not saying a word anymore. I told all of you this would happen weeks ago. All these people would be quiet because I think this was all set up. That's my personal opinion. There was way too much news about it. It was the Wall Street Journal, it was CNBC, it was Fox News. Everyone was talking about it at the exact same time, as if the cryptocurrency space had literally collapsed, as if FTX was creating Bitcoin, like they were the only people mining the coin. So anyway, yeah, there's also supposed to be a Winklevoss FTX movie, and there's a Netflix documentary coming out. There's also supposed to be one on Amazon Prime, and there was one other one that we heard about before from some other like really bigwig famous director. And I'm sure there are a whole bunch of like mini documentaries also going to be popping up as well. That's the FTX Sam Bankman-Fried, Changpeng Cao, Binance founder documentary talking about their dynamic relationship. I feel like something is... I can't be the only one. It's just too weird. And especially after all that stuff that we heard, I think there might also be some news here as well. I don't remember. Where basically after FTX collapsed, how everyone was running after their assets and all the money that they had and all this other stuff. I found it weird because all the companies who were talking negatively about FTX on Twitter and online were also actively trying to buy up their company as everything had fallen apart. So, you know, always about the money. That's the FTX documentary, one of that's coming out this year news. And yeah, let's move on. Also, in another, what do you call this? It's not life story news. Public service announcement. Everyone, pay attention to this. Someone by the name of Stephen Carr, a resident of Meaford, Ontario, says he lost his entire life savings of nearly $500,000 after being conned on a cryptocurrency scheme on YouTube. Scammers have used the video sharing website multiple times to lure victims. Some have even uploaded fake videos of famous people, including Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak, Bill Gates, and Kanye West, who's not really popular anymore, who appeared to promote dubious cryptocurrency investments. In a recent interview, Carr said he got involved in the crypto scam through a video he watched on YouTube. The wrongdoers promised viewers that they could make significant profits if they invested in their project. Initially, the Canadian found nothing suspicious and contacted the people. He started with $250 and contributed another $2,500 shortly after. So, here's how this works for those of you who don't know, and it's really weird because this is actually, okay, I'll start backwards and then move to the actual topic. I always know a couple of telltale signs as to when the cryptocurrency bull run has begun, and this is one of them. For those of you who haven't been here for the other bull runs, what typically takes place is a number of things. I notice in my comment section here, the amount of bots multiplies quite quickly. There are tons of them telling you to contact them, get in contact with them, people impersonating me. Whenever the market's going down, this lulls a bit, but the moment the market begins to lightly tick back up, or people have indications that we are at the beginning of the bull run, the amount of comments in the comment section from bots begins to increase. The second part is these videos begin to pop up on YouTube that are, I don't know if you've seen them before, they're so blatantly fake. They usually have a title, something like, I'm giving away $900 million worth of Bitcoin. Join the chat. And it's like the thumbnail is of Elon Musk and he's smiling, looking at the sky. It's a video of him talking about crypto in like 2018 or something like that. And you are prompted in the comment section by bots or by real people to send them money. I remember the first time I saw one of these was in 2017, and I remember looking at it and I was like, there's no way that people are actually falling for this. In the comment section back then, they would tell you, send us a Bitcoin and we will send you back 10. Now, I remember as clear as day telling people in a TMI video afterwards, being like, if someone walked up to you and said, hey, do you own a home? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, hey, give me your home and I'll give you 10 homes. Would you believe them? If someone walked up to you in a supermarket and say, hey, do you own any gold? And you're like, yeah, I have a gold coin. Can you give me that gold coin and I'll give you 10? Would you believe them? However, these videos on YouTube have made hundreds of millions of dollars because there's an actual group of people out there who do believe that these people, robots online, why would they ever send you back 10 of anything? Have you ever been in a situation in your life where someone's like, hey, give me one of this and I'll give you back 10? No one would question why this person, out of the kindness of their heart, would be willing to 10x anything you gave them. So these are beginning to pop back up. This person became famous the last couple of weeks because he apparently lost $500,000. And what? It says he lost $500,000 and put his home for sale. So this is just more of a mathematically, by the amount of views that I'm getting every single day, one of you out there is going to fall for this. Just mathematically. A lot of my videos tend to get between 12 to 14,000 views. Thank you for that, by the way, for all the support. But mathematically, one person out there in the next 6 to 12 months is going to see a video like this. You're going to click on it and you're going to lose money. So I'm just trying to, I guess, save you before that actually ends up taking place. I can't imagine what would compel someone to believe. But I mean, it's the same exact thing with BitConnect. That guy and multiple other people who took out loans. What was that other video? There was something that just recently happened. It was some new Netflix documentary. What was it? Something relatively new where these people were talking about that they took out tons of money to put into something. And then by the very end, they were like, yeah, I made like $14, but they like put like $500,000 inside of it. Just save your time and the heartache and also your money because it's just not worth it. That's the don't fall for that news. It seems obvious, but don't do it. Especially even after he put in 250 and then 2,500. I feel like just stop there. Anyway, okay, whatever. I hope he gets his money back or, all right, let's move on. Also this number seems ridiculous. It says the Shiba Inu burn rate has surged by 21,712%. That's a huge number. Shiba Inu burn news is always in the news, so this is just another potato on top of the pile. Not a saying, but you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Shiba Inu is constantly super popular, and the burn rate continues to rise a lot higher. And apparently, we're supposed to be having their upgrade in the next days, weeks, hours, months. I don't know. Shibarium, and that's supposed to also be burning trillions of tokens as well. So I guess get ready for a 1 cent Shiba Inu. I don't know what else to put there, but wonderful. So yeah, the number doesn't seem real, but it's there. That's 20. Can you imagine if Ethereum's burn rate had accelerated by 21,000%? There'd be like 5 Ether left on the planet. Anyway, that's it's so weird. That's the Shiba Inu burn rate news. Okay. Moving along. Yeah. I hope that you've all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Hope it's incredible. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, subscribing, supporting, leaving a like or commenting once again. And I will most certainly be talking to you. That's what I was saying the other day. Like, see, there's only one Bitcoin bus. How interesting. Talking to you all soon. See you.